Welcome to Let's Grow. I'm Linda Kelly, founder of the Kelly Mental Health Foundation, and I'm here today with Cassandra Nordal talking about the winter blues. Hi, Cassandra.
Hi. So the winter blues, everyone has it, and everyone's going through it right now, especially with COVID times, right? So even we were just kind of talking about the daylight savings time, the changing of the seasons, everything, and I think it's really affecting a lot of people. So what can you we wanted to talk obviously today about seasonal affective disorder and that playing a role in a lot of things right now. So what can you kind of tell us about that?
Okay, well, seasonal affective disorder, some people think it's a myth, but if you enjoy the sunlight and the summer, which most people do because of even just the vitamin D that you get with the light, you're going to notice when there's all of a sudden less sunlight available. Mm-hmm. And so seasonal affective disorder is very similar to depression, very much the same symptoms, except it occurs on a cycle. Okay. So as soon as it starts to get darker, colder, outside is less inviting, we start to often feel these symptoms of depression. Mm-hmm. So things like feelings of helplessness, worthlessness, powerlessness, basically this kind of negative affected, sadness, crying, even just feeling disconnected. Mm-hmm. Some people can even go so far as becoming suicidal because it just feels hopeless. Mm-hmm. It's like there's nothing for us to do. Yeah. It's dark out, it's gross out, it feels unsafe out there. I wake up, it's dark. I go home, it's dark. Mm-hmm. I know Alaska recently began their 60 days of darkness.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, you posted the article of that.
Yeah. And I just wonder, it's a little bit different for us in our region mm-hmm. because we still do have sunlight. It just seems to be, basically the sun rises at 9 a.m. and it goes down at 4 o'clock. So mm-hmm. you're in your job for most of the time that it's up. And the lack of vitamin D has mm-hmm. major impacts mm-hmm. on your hormones and your ability to regulate mm-hmm. yourself. So it is recurrent, it's cyclical, and it can be problematic.
So what would you recommend? So if people are feeling these symptoms of, I guess maybe they're kind of in between, right? They can't tell if they're thinking that, okay, this might be depression or, I'm feeling those blues. What can you kind of give some recommendations to our viewers about how to handle it, or maybe the first steps that they should be taking for this?
Well, the first steps I would always recommend are get sunlight any possible way. Mm-hmm. I've actually even recommended for some people go to a tanning booth mm-hmm. because even that we get so little sunlight during this time of year. If you go into a tanning booth for a couple of minutes, couple times a week, 2 times a week, it's going to make a difference. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, getting outside during the noon hour, getting the right gear can make all the difference too. And I know not all of us have a budget to be able to buy new winter stuff, but you're going to be much more likely to just get outside if you're not going to freeze. Yeah. Right? So if you have the ability to buy yourself some stuff that's going to keep you warm, layer up mm-hmm. and get outside, it makes a huge difference in your mood. Mm-hmm. Take your lunch outside if you can. Mm-hmm. Try to walk around, get some exercise. The longer that we kind of sit and at the end of the night, it's like, hey, I've been watching TV for 5 hours. I went from my medium screen to my large screen and my little screen for...
That's what I do.
Right?
Yeah, I do that during the day. As I'm working, I'll have my TV on in the background, and that's what I do.
And in the summertime, it's like after dinner, we might go for a bike ride. We might be going out on a boat. We might be mm-hmm. going to do something. But in the winter, it's like, oh, it's already dark. It's already end of the night, 8 o'clock, I'm going to bed. Yeah. So it does feel a little less hopeful, less fun, fewer things to look forward mm-hmm. to. With COVID, it just makes everything that much more complex because everything that you did look forward to is now on the medium screen. Right. And you can't really connect with people. Yeah. The meaning of depression, it's really about disconnection. Okay. So feeling like you are so separate, so alone from the people that you care about, the people that have an impact on your life. And so the second thing on top of that is reach out for that support. Mm-hmm. And if you yourself are doing well, reach out to the people who are being real quiet. Because those people need your help. A lot of times people get quieter when they feel like they don't want to burden other people. But it can go a long way just to be like, hey, it's our daily check-in, how you doing? Or just kind of keeping up a general conversation all the time. Hey, how's it going? Hey, this happened to me today. You know, my friend and I, we kind of like tweet at each other.
Gotcha.
We don't really carry on a conversation, but it's nice to know that she's alive.
That's what we kind of do. We kind of do like check-ins on and off. We have like group conversations and stuff, and just to see how everyone's doing. Sometimes it'll be a few days, and then like, so now we're trying to like make sure that we're at least communicating once a day just to make sure everyone's okay, because it affects a lot of people, right? So
and making sure that you're obviously eating nutritiously, limiting junk foods, because processed foods, they do have a negative impact on your moods. 100%. It's going to affect you. So if you're getting a nutritionally dense diet, you should automatically start to feel better and start to feel more energized to be able to go out and get that sunlight, start thinking positively, you know, seeing your therapist, seeing your counselor to talk about, how can I think about this a little bit differently? How can I let go of some of these self-defeating thoughts? Well, there's ways that you can do that. So all of those things are important. I just want to point out that seasonal affective disorder is not a joke. It is not a myth. It exists just as much as depression does. It puts people at risk. People are lonely at this time of year, so if you know them, reach out. You know, if they can reach out to you, it just creates a more healthy social support and a circle that you can count on. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.